Here we go. Right now we're done with enrichment time, and so this is our celebration after every enrichment and kind of a debrief. This is led by students, so I'm going to try and get them on the camera as well. Make sure that when you're reading them beforehand.
Okay, my star's
my star student was probably Landon H.
My star student was Anastasia.
Okay, so here are the things. And Jaden helped someone take their stuff to my desk. Priya said good morning to Zach. Hey, she did. I saw Alan hand his pencil to Donovan when he needed it. Thanks. Gabe gave me you high five from Zena. Jaden gave people hugs. Priya was helping put away
Groceries? Oh, these are from Hawaii.
Yeah. Priya helped wash the dishes.
Another.
Priya helped set the table for dinner. Priya helped clean her brother's room. She was being really nice to me. And Leah.
Ray, because he interviewed me.
That's
Abigail, because she helped me take out the equipment.
We have 5 more minutes. Someone else.
If we're all good, it's my turn. Yeah? These guys, round of applause for these guys. Awesome guys. Great supervisors. Wanted to, so I wrote up that SOP about being quiet, and if you remember, we Annalie did a bunch of stuff like this. Like, oh no, I pulled it up on a screenshot. If you remember, we went over this morning, and it was this guy here. Okay, And so we brainstormed about this time. And so right now is that time, isn't it? Because it is where I am up in front talking to the class. So this is where I need all students. We're going to follow this SOP. So this is up on the board. We'll put it up there. I want to talk about that in a second. Right now, you need to stop what you are doing. So everybody, please stop what you're doing. You need to be on the floor. What if I'm still doing something? What if I'm not done? Doesn't matter. Please, sorry, stop what you're doing. Gabe, stop what you're doing. And it doesn't matter what you're up to. You have to stop it. So, boom, here we go. Step 2. Close computers and limit distractions. No drawing, no toys, no writing, etc. means like anything that might distract you at this time. So we're not doing that. Awesome. Step 3 is focus. Listen. Listen, face the speaker, have eye contact, okay? I think a part of focusing is also like sitting up straight on your pockets. Viviana, please. What if I have a question or comment? Raise your hand. Be quiet is our 4th step. No sounds, no voices. But what if someone talks to me or is noisy around me? Give them the peace sign. And I just did this to, I think, 3 of you that I saw, and I think it's a really good reminder. When you see this peace sign, I want you to remember this SOP. So if you happen to be talking during that time and you see the peace sign, you're going to remember, oh, SOP, got to do this. Now, my question to you is, we have 3 of them up here, and I think at least one of these can be retired. Meaning, like, we do this all the time now, and we're good to go. But I want to know about you. What are your thoughts about this? Are there any of these SOPs over here that we can retire? Anybody want to nominate one? Ray, what do you think? Can I go potty? In order to do this, we need a consensus. And that means that everybody needs to agree on this. So we're going to do a fist to 5. You either need to be a 4 or a 5 in order for us to do this. If anybody's a fist or a 1 or a 2, we'll stop and we'll say, hey, okay, what do we need? So do you agree? You're either a 4 or a 5 if you totally agree. 5 is like, yeah, I think we got this potty thing down. A 1, a 2, a 3 is like I don't think so. And a fist is like a no, we got to keep that one up there. So what do you think? Show me where you're at. Show me where you're at. Okay, I see a couple of fists and a couple of 1s. So those of you with the fist up, would you care to explain? Viviana, what do you think?
Explain what?
Why you think that we should keep this one up. Here's what I'm saying, and I should make this more clear. By taking this down, it doesn't mean that that's not what we do anymore. It just means that you know what the steps are for you to take if you can go to the bathroom. It just means you know this.
Okay.
It means like, I know it, I get it, we don't need to be reminded anymore, Mr. Abbott, because we got this. That's what it means by taking it down, by retiring it. We can always put it back up if we get a bunch of kids coming up and asking me, hey, can I go to the bathroom? But I don't get asked that question anymore. So I would like to say, hey, I think you guys understand. Is the teacher talking? If I am, you can't, sorry, no. But if I'm not talking, if the pass is there, then it's a good time to go. So, Jaden, you want to comment?
So, like, some people, they still go when the teacher's talking.
Okay, if that's happening, then I'd like to address it with that people or person. Let me know who that is. But I haven't seen that in a while. I haven't seen it. Roberto?
Some kids in the science of social studies class still don't understand it.
That's very true. Maybe we keep it up then for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other ones do we feel like we can get rid of, or do we need them all up there? Gabe, what do you think?
I think it should be the morning.
The morning one, come in, smile, say good morning, hang up your backpack, get supplies, do your reading, get your grammar, do your grammar vocab, get breakfast and circle time. You guys feel like you have that down? Let's see.
I want to change.
Give me a fist to 5. That's either a fist, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5. If you're a fist or a 1 or a 2, you're saying no, we need that one up there because we need reminders. So does anybody feel like we need reminders? Johnny, you feel like we need reminders? Why is that?
Because is there maybe like say like when you graduate or something like that, there's going to be new students and they're going to probably need to know how to do so.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's not
but,
now.
right, that's not now. We could have a whole list of SOPs up on the wall just in case somebody new came in, right? So I think if somebody new comes in, Johnny, I'm going to count on you to be the person who's going to let them know about how to smile. Anybody else? Or do we feel like we can move that one down? Okay. Move it down. Okay, let's take this one down. I will take that one down and I will put up the being quiet SOP. And we'll remember that one with this. This is our visual cue for this. Let's get ourselves ready to go outside. I want you to get some fresh air, okay? So let's do in line. I'll give you 30. You need to get on your coats and such. So I'll give you 1 minute. A little extended time.
Is it just fly talk?
No, it should be a regular recess. That's all you know. Gonna be cold. 25. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah.
Did good?
Yeah.
Okay, great job. Alan, 3 H's on the way out for Alan and for myself. I'll be out there too for the 3 H's.
I just zoomed out this rabbit.
Computer up front. Data notebook, 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 computer up front. That's all right. There. Good job. I'll give you a minute to be seated and at your spot.
I wish we could sit
49, 48,
There's
47,
enough chairs to sit all of us on.
41, 31. Hey, it's Lisa. Hey, I'm putting down Dimitri. I don't have him, but he was outside. He needs an office referral for. He grabbed Youth Council and turned down. And it's hitting him over the and I know that he's on top of it. Okay, thanks. 4, 3, wow. Nice job. No, Alan, who was your hallway hero coming in? Anastasia. And Anastasia, you were the first one sitting there, nice and quiet with your hand up. So I'm going to double it to 1,000. Nice job. Nicely done. Okay, so we have two things to go over right now, but I want to remind you of our Being Quiet SOP. That now is the time for that. So let's look up. It's right above our guest. Look up. It's number 1, stop what you're doing. Doesn't matter what you're doing, stop. Number 2, close your computer and limit your distractions. That might be a water bottle, that might be snacks, that might be something that you got from the Falcon Feather store. It might be a hat. It doesn't matter. Whatever you know is going to distract you during this time, go ahead and tuck it away. Number 3, your focus is on me, so you're sitting up straight. You're facing me. Your eyes are on me. You're trying to maintain eye contact, okay? What if you have a question or a comment? You raise your hand. That's great. And then our last one is to be quiet. There's no noises and no sounds. What if somebody next to you show me the sign that we're going to use? So you will just give the other person the sign. And that will mean to them, I'm sorry, friend, no disrespect, I really like you, but right now I'm trying to give my respect to the teacher and do the right thing. Awesome. Okay, so we have 2 things to go over. One is a new SOP that we need to just go over real quick because this is something that's come up, and normally we make these with your input and all that stuff. But I feel like this is something that I can just give you like a list of, I would call these may-dos, okay? Once you're done with your must-dos, the things that you need to do, this would be our list of may-dos, okay? So let's just go over this real quick, and we can add to this, we could triple this list if you feel like there's something that you'd like to add to it. A what do I do when I'm done SOP. You could write a compliment for our classmate of the week, Anastasia, and put it in there. You could work on your vocabulary book. Reminder that if you're going through your vocabulary, please make sure you're going over to the link to make sure you're testing yourself. So don't just breeze through them without actually assessing whether or not you do know that information. Work on your personal project. This is coming. This will be coming in like a couple weeks. Okay. Nominate somebody for a badge. You could read a book. You can clean and organize the room. You can practice your math facts. You could write a story. You could draw a picture. Or you could just daydream and stare out the window. All of these things are possibilities for you. This is going to come into play today. As soon as we're done with our revising and editing, you might be done. It might not take you as long. So let's get to that. Please open up your data notebooks to, what is it?
W205.
Nice job, W205. I will pull mine up as well. W205. Oh, no. Awesome job. What were we focused on yesterday by a show of hands or raising your hand? What's our area of focus on this learning target right now, Annalie? Editing and revising, and I hope you remember, what's the mnemonic device for editing? What's the mnemonic device for editing, Camila? Cups, right? Capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. And what's the mnemonic device for revising and editing? I'm going to pick a boy, Landon. Arms. Can you add? Can you remove? Can you move something? Or can you substitute something in your writing? So that was our focus on this score 2 here. I want you to right now, I just want you to update your thinking on this. If you feel like it's one that you can move over, because right now after our arms lesson and our cups lesson, and you're practicing the hallway yesterday on the gallery walk, if that's something that you can say right now, I've got this, then I want you to put that on. So revise any thinking. Your evidence for that would be yesterday, would be your gallery walk, would be for the final copy that you're about to submit to me. I'll give you 30 seconds to revise your thinking. Show of hands, how many of you revised your thinking today? Just curious if you moved over on our matrix. Very good job. Okay. So when I say go, there's one more thing I wanted to do before we do that. But when I say go and you're free to go off and work, I want you to use your rough draft. I want you to use your comments, your plus delta from yesterday, to revise and edit your writing. And then once you're done, you're making sure you're clicking that green circle and you're turning it into me. If it's something that you're writing on paper, that's fine. Make sure it's in the basket. I also want to remind you that I really want to collect your rough draft and your plus delta. So make sure you staple those together. I have a handful of them from yesterday. So if you're still not quite done and you use the one you turned into me, you can have it back. But the evidence is that I see your rough draft and I see the changes that you made on your final copy. And I see how you've made your writing better. Right? So make sure those are turned into me. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to do was the last survey that I had for you today. You know, we don't have school tomorrow, but teachers are here tomorrow. And I'm working on my course for Dr. Marzano. And so for that course, I set goals. And the goals that I'm setting are based upon, it's called the cognitive, metacognitive skill set, and it's called life skills. Okay? Part of this is I need to give you a survey before we kind of go over a lot of my goals with Dr. Marzano to see where we're at, like a pre-assessment, right? So I sent out those 2 surveys this morning. The one was the status check. The other one, oh, I just closed it down. I always do that. I have these big fingers. The one that I sent out earlier was that status check, but the one for Dr. Marzano is this one. It says student survey for metacognitive and life skills. When you go on to this one, it shouldn't take you too long. It's like the first one, let me just read it for you. My teacher asked me to self-reflect so I can see how I'm learning. And you see how it says strongly disagree, that's a 1. And then strongly agree would be a 5. In the middle is neither disagree nor agree. I'm in the middle on that one, I don't know. This would be like I kind of disagree, and this one would be like I kind of agree. Okay? And you have, I think, 6 questions here. About 6 questions. Please be thoughtful and be honest and fill that out for me. Once you're done with that survey, I didn't say go yet, so once you're done with that survey, then you're out and you're working on your revising and editing. But what if I'm all done, Miss Master? I haven't with my revising and editing and I turned it in. Ta-da! So I'll put this up over there, okay? Do you see how, do you know what SLPs are all about?
Yeah.
There's 2 reasons that the teachers love them. Number 1, it makes you accountable for your work, for your actions. It puts the responsibility on you. Number 2, I get a lot less questions this way. Because instead of saying, Mr. Abbott, what do I do next? You know what I'm going to say. Go ask the poster. So nice, right? So, anyways, I do want to, right now though, I do want to give you all a kudos for, let me select all here, for your very nice job of following our being quiet SOP. I did not get interrupted one time during that last however many minutes. And I appreciate that from you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Class Craft store will be open here in about, let's say about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And we will celebrate the end of a long week and working on everything we've been doing with some game time for about 15 minutes before we leave. Okay. I did have 2 hands up, so Guillermo, question or comment?
I want to ask you, were you recording this one or not?
Oh no, it wasn't recording this one. Unless, you know what, it might still be recording from, it is still recording. That's great, that means we can use it. Awesome. I'm recording lessons for Dr. Marzano.
44 minutes.
Zach.
Will you also print that one out for me too?
Yes, sir. Devin.
I do not have the word target.
Okay. Okay. You weren't here, and we introduced that one earlier this week. So I believe there are some, but I'll make sure you check the literacy section over there. Johnny, last question.
What's the exact time we're gonna do free time? Like
The exact time you want a time. I would say we can do it at, if I give you 15 minutes, and I want to make sure we're getting our end of the day clickers done, So I would do like 10, 20. I would do it at 25 after. So that would be 11:25. Okay. Cool. Then let's have some quiet time here while you're doing the survey. Stay here, and then once you're done with the survey, then you may get up and skedaddle. So here we go. I want to put on some reflection music. So let's reflect.